Hi, Mike Masood here with Contoured Body Lipo Laser. I'm one of the managers out here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Just want to give you a little background on myself. I have a BS in phys ed. I taught elementary, middle school, and coached high school for 5 years. Got into personal training around 1994, and been personal training since then, so about 30 years of personal training experience. I'm also a certified flexibility coach. I have 3 different certifications. Became a manager here about a month ago with Contoured Body. And what I'm going to do today is kind of give you the background on how the laser actually works in the body, just in case someone has questions. So the big thing is that our paddles have 26 diodes on them. So there are actually 26 lasers on here, which is more efficient than some of the other stuff that's out there. We'll be hitting on that at a different time. But what the lasers do, there's a 650 nanometer and a 940 nanometer wavelength. The 650 nanometer wavelength hits the subcutaneous fat. So it goes to between 13 and 15 millimeters in depth. So it's going to bombard the fat cells with the warm red laser. The 940 nanometer wavelength will actually stimulate your lymphatic system so that when we break down the fat cell, all of the metabolites and ingredients that are in the fat cell will then be stimulated to move into the lymphatic system to be pushed out of the body. So let's think about this. Think about your fat cell as a ping pong ball, nice and smooth and round. All of a sudden, the laser is going to start to hit that. As it bombards the fat cell, which, like I said, looks like a ping pong ball, as it bombards it, it's going to start to denature that ping pong ball so that it looks like a golf ball with a bunch of dimples in it. Those dimples are actually fissures in which the triglycerides in the fat cell, which are made up of free fatty acids, glycerol, and water, they will start to leach out of the fat cell into the body. So that golf ball is now being broken down even more so that it almost looks like a raisin, okay? Now, the fat cell does not die. The blood vessel that feeds the fat cell is still intact. All we're doing is basically shutting that fat cell off because all of the material that is in it has leached out into the body. Now, here's the cool thing. Glycerol is a sugar alcohol. So what's going to happen is your body will actually absorb that glycerol if it needs energy. So it'll take that glycerol and pull it into cells, which then will create ATP, which is called adenosine triphosphate. It is the body's first energy system. So whenever you start to do anything, 0 to 6 seconds, that's when you use ATP. People have literally told us that after they've done a treatment the next day, they have felt more energetic because they have been able to absorb that glycerol so that their body can use it as energy. The free fatty acids, what they will do is they'll get pushed into your lymphatic system, go into your bloodstream, go through your liver, go through your kidneys, and then get expelled from the body. So you're not going to see weight loss within the first couple sessions, but what you're going to see is inches lost in a few sessions. So that's where we're contouring the body. Now, once you do a little bit of exercise after a session, which is what we recommend, about 10 to 15 minutes, either on a power plate or stepping up and down, going for a jog, doing some type of movement, because what that's going to do is that's going to stimulate your circulatory system to then help push all of those metabolites into your lymphatic system. Drink a lot of water and exercise more, and then that's when you're actually going to see some of the weight loss occur. Now, just with some of my clients, recently we had an open house here at the office, and we had one person lose 4 inches in one 20-minute session. What I'm finding is with my regular clients that are starting to do this 2 to 3 times a week, what they're doing is we're seeing anywhere between a ½ inch to an inch lost. I have one client who's done 3 sessions so far, and she's lost 5 inches around her waist. So it does work. We do also recommend that no one eats between 2 to 3 hours prior to having a treatment because we want you in a semi-catabolic state. What that's going to do is allow the bombardment and the release of all of those metabolites to actually be absorbed and get out of your body faster. If you have food, you can do this if you have food in your stomach, but you may not see the results because your body is going to focus on absorbing the nutrients from the food that is already in your body instead of absorbing and then expelling the nutrients and the metabolites that are actually in the fat cell.